I honestly think it's so unfair that I cannot be a fly on the wall in Kendrick Lamar's studio and Drake's studio at the same time. Before I came to London, there were a couple professors who were suggesting that I not come to London because they felt like it was a racist place, to which I retorted what made it any different from the institution that I was currently at, and then that conversation got shut down pretty quickly. I'm very grateful that I came out to London to study because, just like I theorized, my brain is working in different ways and I've had access to so many different perspectives. So as a student, specifically one who's Black, whatever your intuition is suggesting you do, follow it. Wherever your heart is, wherever it's guiding you, allow your heart to lead it, because honestly, whatever blossoms from that is exactly what's in alignment to who you are, and it takes you steps closer to where you know intuitively you're supposed to be. This is like my third time trying to make this video because I don't know what Instagram's doing, but I'm so glad I came to London because I had a couple professors try to talk me out of it, essentially warning me about the racism. And one professor in particular, I remember telling him it couldn't be any different from the racism I experienced here at this institution, and the conversation like deaded shortly after that because I felt so alone in undergrad, and I didn't even begin to feel like I had a community until I started surrounding myself with other students on campus that I felt could not only critically think, but like we're also just Black. Like, that was the most fun I had, just like running through campus and talking and connecting. And in London, do I feel the same way? Not too much, but like definitely also at the same time. I feel like in the States, I was a bit more combative because I feel like my experiences were being relegated to being make-believe, as though I was just kind of like making stuff up. Whereas in London, I feel like there's an acceptance of like, it is what it is. Like, that is her perspective. Like, that's what she's experiencing. I don't feel like I'm necessarily being gaslit out of like the realities, my personal reality. Everyone is experiencing a different reality, and in our realities, we may intersect. Like a cartoon crossover or some shit. Yeah. If you have an inkling or a desire to travel and study, definitely do it. Especially if you're Black. Like, expand your mind. Give yourself permission to just dip out. Do it. I was talking to my cousin earlier, and I was essentially sharing how important it is for the younger ones of the bunch, especially those of us who don't have children, to just really seize this opportunity to harness everything it is that we want and to really pursue and go after everything that we desire and wish for ourselves, because there's nothing stopping us. Like, even through economic difficulties, spiritual difficulties, emotional difficulties, like, things can shake, things can happen, and it may not seem like it at the time. And this is also like a reminder to myself to make a list and start knocking that shit out. Like, everything is going to take time, and some things are a bit more tedious than others, but if you say you want it, you gotta go get it. I think for me, like, the biggest thing that has assisted me on my growth and just my overall belief in self is my desire to want to connect with other people, like, but also a desire to connect with myself. And in connecting with myself, I've been able to connect to other people that are like me, especially as a little awkward Black girl who used to feel so out of place. And realizing it's not that I was out of place, I just had to make my own place. I had to make my own space to connect with other people, or like build communities. Community building, that is also a medium of mine, something that I really enjoy doing, even if it's just virtually. In person, ways to connect. The internet is definitely a playground, and it's definitely a place a place that I use to connect with other people. Honestly, I just believe in myself so much, and I cry pretty often because of the amount of belief that I have in myself, and also just understanding how much adversity I've experienced and how much adversity I've surrendered to experience in the future. And because of this, I understand how complex other people's lives are. And so I extend empathy and really I love being around niggas that believe in themselves and those that are working towards believing themselves. And then me believing in myself, I hope rubs off on other niggas like me, because I was once in their shoes too, where I was a little lost. Sometimes people ask me, how do I keep going? But I'm always recognizing that and acknowledging that I've just been hurt. And because I've been hurt in so many different kinds of ways, as I imagine many other people have been too, I am efficient at learning what it is that I need to put in my toolkit to ensure that I'm not hurt as often. And when I do get hurt, I'm able to alchemize that hurt and pain into something that is more understood as art. But really what it is that I'm strengthening the armor of myself, the armor of God. Amen. But also too, I like to have lots of fun. I like to laugh. I like to kiki. And in order for me... Dang, that last video glitched. I was basically saying that I like to have fun. I like to kiki. And the rooms that I desire to be in, I quickly... Not even quickly. It took me some time to realize that in order for me to get in certain spaces, I had to contribute to the room. And in order to contribute to the room, you have to spend time, at least for me, in the studio working. And this can take some time, and you can't rush the pace. You just have to know that you're crafting yourself and you're honoring the patience needed and the time needed to really hone the particularities of what your contribution will be to the spaces that you want to be in. You can be anywhere. You can do anything. And this is what I tell myself.
When they gonna see the video, they gonna be sad. I wish we could have got down with them. Damn, you damn right you wish you could have got down with us.